Good morning. Our topic today is the antidote of anxiety. The book of Matthew, chapter 6, on the Sermon on the Mount, we read these words. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the flowers of the field grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and gone tomorrow, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith? So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Now, if I told you that each day you would have trouble and anxiety, that wouldn't be a hopeful message. But yet, that's really what the message of Christ is here. Don't worry about tomorrow. Today has enough trouble of its own. If you worry about tomorrow, you're going to bring today's trouble upon yourself, which you can't get out of, and you're going to add to it tomorrow's trouble, which may or may not even be there, or it might be different than what you expect. Deal with each day as it comes, and trust in God as you deal with each day. I think that's the antidote, if you will, to anxiety. Realizing that our trust is in God and not in trying to plan or provide or figure out tomorrow. Dietrich Bonhoeffer puts it this way: be not anxious. Earthly possessions dazzle our eyes and delude us into thinking that they can provide security and freedom from anxiety. Yet all the time, they are the very source of all anxiety. If our hearts are set on them, our reward is an anxiety whose burden is intolerable. Anxiety creates its own treasures, and they in turn beget further care. When we seek for security in possessions, we are trying to drive out care with care. And the net result is the precise opposite of our anticipations. The fetters which bind us to our possessions prove to be care themselves. So if I could paraphrase that, is we want to store up for the future so that we don't have to take as much care in the future for provision. And as we store up, all those things we're storing take care. So if we buy, say, 3 cars for the future, so in case one breaks down, we'll have 2 as a backup, but then you have to wash and, insure and pay for maintenance and all these things on these cars, and they become a care in and of themselves for some future thing which may or may not happen. And all of life is like this. We try to get ahead by earthly and temporal means, rather than putting our time and our focus and our energies to the things of the Lord. And that's the only thing that truly matters and is truly going to reward us with an anxiety-free life, because through trials or tribulation, we know God is with us. But anxiety comes about when we try to create our own kingdom, our own powers, our own future apart from God. May we think on these things. We'll see you tomorrow.